My love will out of me. Swing the eye like chance and I can't let no hold the lot of me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, it's an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact the if revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jacob. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear. This shit like it ain't all who got the gun, it's all who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. 6 shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and speak, you will never get that hand back. He bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow sign, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his gang, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
I got you. Let it ride real quick. Look. The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Beers taste sweet, told him make me an apple crisp. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Shower come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evanston with Mark Quad, telling me how them crackers turn this shower into a ghost town. Focus out, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Let my light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas, we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirty Diana. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Georgia where the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Ride around with Yara, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence,
this song. I'm about to play right now.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky. Nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show. We could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found. The time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback's a bitch in a dress. She my revenge is dish served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Block fresh out the box. I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous. I bought brand new parabellums. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
If you want to be a nurse and you want to graduate as fast as possible, ECPI is the place to do it.
Start sooner.
Time, man, shit. Make sure you let these niggas know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Get on this motherfucker. Let these niggas know what time it is, you understand? We royalty. What's for you?
King Ty really 2299. He gonna hook it up. Come on, Nakawar, hook me up. Go ahead, I'm going. Oh.
I got too much there.
what you love. John Diamond make the billion logo. Crooked officer, can you get these fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. Crooked officer, can you get these fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. It's wicked as hell. Arresting a man for nothing, got him sitting in jail. Look down on us, call us niggas when they niggas themselves. Supposed to show them the way, instead they show them a cell. Fuck nigga, how the fuck is you a man in the Lord? You pull up with white boys and you put niggas in the back of the car. But you wouldn't last a day in their yard with all them killers, them lions and them tigers and them bears and them gorillas. Tried to convince a nigga to snitch on his own brother. Beware the purple Israelite group, they undercover, so pussy ass nigga. Regretting that bitch, tell him take off that badge and I'll bat him in his shit. Crooked officer, can you get these fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. Crooked officer, can you get these fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. False doctrine, a nigga that shot that tranny. The dick pic, the fake pictures on social media, you posing as bitches. The murder on Joe Morgan, how her body came up missing. That scheming nigga cannot stealing that for the bitch. Them marching for the rich, but don't do nothing for the poor. The shit them niggas tried on the Kansas City boat. Them purple niggas tried that same bullshit before. Cap told them, bitch, if I'm a hoe, then treat me like a hoe. Mashak told them they lightweight, they packed up all they shit. Fuck wrong with you, boy, we meant war around this bitch. Undercover ass, purple badge, and needs to ass bitch. We know cowards on the men prepared to die around this bitch, you heard? Crooked officer, can you get these fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299. Crooked officer, can you get these fucking handcuffs off for us? They got a lot of innocent niggas doing time. Beware, crooked cop badge number 2299.
You broke off and created something. God deserves that we stand with him and walk forward. ISUBK, we strong. We ain't weak. No cowards, bitch.
That's right, sir.
Okay? That's how we ride.
Oh, yes, like, could that be turned it? Shalom.
What's going on?
Yeah, turn your mics on. Who got the handheld mic?
Shalom.
Radio check. Put the one in the chat if y'all can hear us. You need a one in the chat if you can hear us clear. Or if it's choppy, if you can't hear us at all, put a 2.
Shalom.
Let me know if you can hear us. Hold on, let me know if you can hear us. Oh, you can't. Hold on. All right. Like, put one in the chat if you can hear me now. But Juan, let me know if you can hear us. Check the regular microphones.
Yo,
Testing 1 2 1 2.
What about that? Can y'all hear that?
Can you hear that? It's still echoing.
how about me? Can you hear me? Got a one. Got some ones.
We got ones in the chat.
Ones in the chat.
So we good to go.
And I believe it's because my volume is down. Y'all let me know. Is it just kind of fucked up, or can we work with it?
Oh, that sounds good. Live at the ISUPK
Yeah,
in Durham,
that's
baby.
That's good. Most High in Christ. Fuck, I forgot something. My bad. We're going to play this real quick, then we're going to get it started.
The content provided on this podcast is meant solely for entertainment purposes and should be taken with the appropriate degree of humor and not too seriously most of the time. Listener discretion and understanding should always be advised.
All right, Most High in Christ, man. Give it up, man. Y'all clap it up. The CBP Chambers podcast. Of course, you understand we are the podcast that has been founded by the Israelite School of UPK, the school that was started in 1969, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commandant General Yohana. You understand the school in its totality teaches the truth of the Bible to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who they are according to the Bible, how they're supposed to be living, what laws they're supposed to be following, who they're supposed to be sleeping with, who to love, who not to love, and everything that God had given us so that we would not be filling up the slums of America. Of course, the world has taught us all kinds of different lies and ideologies for one thing only, so that the children of God will remain slaves. That is what Pharaoh didn't want in Egypt. It is what none of the kings of all of the empires that black people were enslaved in wanted, was for us to live according to how God wanted us to live, so that we would be free from their oppression and their bondage. Of course, under Commander General Yohana, he's raised up these schools across America, across the earth, and of course this podcast, in which we attempt to break the chains off of the minds of our brothers and sisters and bring them into the truth, or into the knowledge of God. You understand? And we have fun while we're doing it, man. Let me see what we got. I know if it's not right, it's fine, but as long as it works. If y'all can hear me, then we rolling. If you can't hear me, let me know. Well, matter of fact, here, because I'm doing the most talking. Let me do that. Give me this. All right. What about now? Can y'all hear me now? I'm good to go. Most High in Christ. Look, everything I just said, just know that the ISUPK is the home of the truth, and we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the true identity and culture according to the Bible. Again, this is the Chainbreakers podcast, and we are about to have one hell of a show for y'all tonight, man. We got one hell of a show. Y'all give it up. Y'all already seen it, so likely for us starting late, but y'all seeing who we got on the stage. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves in a second. But again, I wanted to say the water for everybody that's been tuning in with us, rocking out with us. We had one hell of a week in Houston, Texas. Give it up for Commander General Yohana and the ISUPK's annual 57th Passover, man. We rocked it out. I'm talking about rocked it out in Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas, I feel like still ain't recovered from what we did to it. You understand? But we had a hell of a time, man, serving the Lord and observing the Lord's Passover. You understand? If you weren't there, just know you gotta question yourself a little bit, because the Bible says that if you love the Lord, then you will keep his commandments, and the Passover is an absolute commandment to be kept throughout generations. That is the Lord freeing us from our oppressor. So we question ourselves every year how to free ourselves from drug addiction, how to free ourselves from the white man's oppression, from Middle Eastern oppression, from the UK's oppression. We always want to be free so that we can build communities for our babies, build schools for our babies. Well, if you want to be free, you're going to have to look back into how you were freed before. You were freed by God, freeing you from Pharaoh's grip, freeing you from Egypt, man. And the Lord said that he'll do it again. But in order for that to happen, we have to keep his commandments. And one of those commandments is to keep the Passover, man. So next year, on the lookout for the time and the place to be. Commander General Yohana will let the nation of Israel know where we should be gathering together to observe our Lord in the Passover, man. But before we get to the guests, I do got some honorable brothers on the stage with me, so I want to give them a chance to introduce themselves and just say a little bit of something. Of course, we got first up, Officer 5000, Iraq. Give him a hand. This is the camp leader over Durham, North Carolina. So like I said, you got anything you want to say?
Eat the water. This is Officer 5000 Iraq, camp leader over Durham. And what we're trying to do is wake up our people, as Yaramat just stated, and we're going to be more open and more visible to the city of Durham. Durham is a special city. You know what I'm saying? Durham has a special rich heritage. You know what I mean? And basically what we're going to do is we're going to wake you up. We're going to serve you. We're going to actually do what the Mayor Bell and the Mayor, what's the cat's name? Leo. Yeah, we I think it's Leo. We under Command and General Yohana, we are going to serve the people. We're going to serve them with righteous leadership. And that's something that the Christian church cannot say. That's something that the Muslim mosque cannot say. That's something that Jehovah's Witness cannot say, is that the leadership actually obeys Christ and follows God. Salakia. That's it.
Right beside him, we got Officer 1000, Yanazar. Give him a hand.
And Tawada, sir. All I want to say is, like, the Passover is the best way for us to show the Most High that we're with him and that we're obeying him. That's the holiest day on the calendar. You understand? So if we show up for the Passover, that's a significant way for us to show the Lord that we are obeying his laws, statutes, and commandments. And the ISUPK, that's what we stand on. We stand on the fact that our people, in order for us to come out of this, we have to obey the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. There's only one truth, and that truth can only be found in ISUPK under Commandant General Yohana. Shalom.
Most High Christ, I heard that. And then we got Officer 500, Makawa. Give him a hand.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I mean, I'm still recovering from Passover. Goddamn, I'm still tired in the To be honest, I thought I was gonna at least get a couple more days, but then Jeremiah made a call and said, "Hey, be here." I'm usually here, but I've been slaving. I've just been trying to catch up and all that. But like you said, the brothers already said Passover was glorious, man. And if you want to go to an event that you know that you ain't gonna get robbed or shot at, then you need to be at the Passover as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, because you know any event that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians come together, 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna get shot at, robbed, or whatever. So this is a glorious event that, you know, Lord allow that whoever watching this that didn't go this year, I pray that y'all get that will, that power just to come here next year. You know, Lord allow, when we find out, best believe it's gonna be a good time with the Akim.
And then this last brother right here, a young man in the school coming in. But this brother, he got to experience his first Passover ever. So I definitely want to hear, you know, what your experience was like. And you understand, is anything you want to speak on as far as traveling to Houston and making that pilgrimage to go serve the Lord?
Shalom, Lord Christ. His young man should come. I don't got too much to say about like everything too much, but my first Passover, I thoroughly enjoyed it. First time I seen like a bunch of brothers, sisters from, you know, Blacks, Natives, Hispanics, Indians come together for one cause, really just to spread the word and really just show love and move under just one movement, you know. And that's the first time I ever really seen that in person, like everybody just really just having that camaraderie, working together. And that was just something I never seen until Passover, if I'm being completely honest with you. But yeah, nothing too much left to say right now. Till later.
Most High Christ. Now, without further ado, of course, y'all see who we got on stage with us. I'm gonna explain a little bit of how y'all got here first before I let y'all introduce yourself. But you know, if you know Officer Rock, man, Officer Rock, a few of us, man, we've been here in Durham, North Carolina for a long time. I think in this school, I'm the only person actually born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. But Iraq has been here since before I was born. You know, brothers have been here, come from different zones, New York, Ohio. You understand? Other brothers who may be from North Carolina, but this zone has been a zone so dear to us, not just because this is where our school is, but also because of the history that Durham shares within itself. You understand? With Black Wall Street, with the Hayti, you got Stagville Plantation that's here. You got a lot of rich history of, for lack of a better word, I'm gonna say Black excellence. That's what they like to say.
you understand, where Black excellence thrived in Durham. Hey, look, y'all gonna have to turn the volume up on your TVs. I can't turn the volume up on my microphone. I don't got a volume button. But look, blast your TVs as loud as possible. I'm waiting on Thabawan. He's here now. He's the tech nut. Hey, Thab, it's in my bag. I'm gonna unlock the trunk for you. But not just because of the rich history that we have. Maybe I'm not about to unlock it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, hey, Margo, tell Thought he gonna have to give me a second. Damn, I got it. But not just because of the rich history, but the decline in, you understand, the status quo of Black people in Durham, North Carolina is something to be marveled over. It's something to marvel at, how Black people can go from having their own hospitals, their own banks, their own neighborhoods and transportation systems, and then somehow it depletes. Somehow now it's just historic sites that we go and see. And the reason why it's so pivotal for us to understand these things is because in finding out what happened to the city of Durham, then you can find out what's happening to us right now. You could see exactly what is the problem with the city of Durham right now. So to the sister to my left, right, Rachel, right? This is a sister that we've seen, you understand, on Facebook, on social media, on the internet, who was getting active in these community events, trying to raise awareness for certain things for the city and the population of Durham, specifically minorities, if I may add. You understand, it has been doing a good job at it, has been gaining some kind of traction, you understand, gaining a lot of hate from what I've heard, you understand, but getting some things done. I mean, I think she got a pothole fill or some shit like that, right? You got a pothole fill. That's something, right? All of our cars, you know, the water for that, getting potholes filled. But you understand, this is the opportunity for us to, you know, sit down and see what, you understand, is actually going on in the streets of Durham, North Carolina, and what we could do, you understand, to start fixing the problems that we have. So without further ado, I would like for you to just introduce yourself, to give yourself a background, and just tell everybody why you're here and what you do.
Thank you so much. First of all, I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate the opportunity to come into this school and speak to you guys and help spread the message about who you are and what you got going on in here, because there's a lot of misconceptions around what you are and what you do. So my name is Rachel Linnell. I'm with You Know You from Durham. We're probably one of the largest, most active Facebook groups based here in Durham. We are not a 501c3, but we do community-led charitable actions. Our most recent event was March 15th. We had a community cookout and conversations event in Cornwallis. We'll be repeating that event April 26th in Hoover Road. Looking forward to that. And, you know, like he was saying, the history of Durham is so important because this was one of the first self-sustaining Black ecosystems in America, but the downfall of what happened here in Durham happened all over the country, and the people who made it happen here in Durham, they worked for Lyndon B. Johnson, the president, to do that all over the country. So what happened here absolutely needs to be studied, because like he said, it's still happening, and we have to get in front of it, because what the Hayti was is not entirely gone. The children of the Hayti are still here. The spirit of the Hayti is still here. And it's time that we get back to what that was. And what I see in this organization is the spirit of the Hayti, the unity, like he said, Black excellence, that still lives here in this building, in this school, in this city. And it's really important that we get back to that same spirit. So that's what I want to do. I want to help project what I find in this school, in this building, and let more people see it and come to you, because this is where the Hayti lives. That same spirit is still alive in this building. So I'm really excited to be here. It's an honor to be here. I'm going to let my girl here introduce herself as well. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, sorry, Craig.
I'm Brittany, better known as Smoochie B. And
you said who?
Here, Smoochie B.
Oh, listen, Uchiwale.
Right?
Smoochie B.
I'm here here with Rachel. I stand with her, everything that she does for this community. I'm born and raised in Durham, North Carolina, and I've done quite a few events myself with to no avail. Like nobody ever wants to support anything. We've paid y'all to be at events. We've done so much stuff, and y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all, one day it's on social media, and the next day y'all like on to the next thing. And it's really about like nipping things in the bud and really getting to the root of what's really going on and how we can help serve the community better and help serve y'all, and y'all help us serve the community as well. Thank you.
Most High Christ, give her a hand. All right, without further ado, let's get into it, man. So obviously there's been a lot of rumble online, right? Iraq posted a post in the what is it called? The
You Know You From Durham?
You Know You From Durham group. Who the hell created this group chat?
This is Shay Bella Stone's group. She is the original creator. This is actually the second group. The first one got shut down with 17,000 members. Right now we're at 27,000 with the second one. We've surpassed where we were when we lost it all, and we look forward to continue growing. It's going up and it's not slowing down.
30,000. 30,000. See, I got 10% of the population of Durham in one group chat.
You're right.
Okay. So the group chat is what's the point of the group chat?
You know, it's a wonderful representation of what Durham is. It's an incredibly diverse. You hear me?
When Thaba get in, he'll fix everything.
When Thaba get here, I might have to repeat myself. But so again, this is a really great representation of who and what Durham is, because it transcends any one demographic or group of people. You see a little bit of everybody in that group, which is what the city of Durham is, and it allows us to reach all different communities and groups, and align resources from those communities. And that's what's made these events so powerful. Again, I said we're not a 501c3, but all these organizations and nonprofits, businesses came out and donated their time and resources because they found us on this Facebook group. This is a place where great minds meet. And we had to come to the realization we got 30,000 people. I know for a fact at least 100 of y'all want to see something change in Durham. You want to see something better going on, and we had to utilize that platform for something bigger, and so that's what we did, and that's why we're here today.
Most High Christ. So, getting into it, Officer Rock, he had posted pictures of the Passover, the generals, the all black party, and that started to gain some traction. It started to get a little bit of hate, a little bit of love, but nonetheless, people were talking about it. So I think that's an appropriate place for us to start doing this conversation is the Passover. Now, when you seen the pictures that he posted, what was your first thoughts about it?
Absolutely beautiful. One of the greatest things I've seen in a long time. And I'm just now getting introduced to this group and this organization, but to see that all these black and brown people coming together for something so pure and beautiful, and something that I've admired since I first walked through these doors is the amount of structure and organization that you guys maintain without any kind of government funding. This is, a self-sustaining organization that is powerful, and it's unified, and it's something to be studied as well. We talked about how amazing the history of Durham is, but your history is equally as amazing. And it's really impressive what you guys do. It really is. So for me to see it, it put a smile on my face. It warmed my heart. But I saw the comments too, and I think one of the first questions that I saw pop up was, "What's this got to do with Passover?"
Everything.
Y'all definitely had a ball. Don't get me wrong.
Everything. To answer that question, everything. But so did y'all have questions? Like, I know you said everything looked beautiful and everything like that, but did any questions come up in y'all mind as far as what exactly is this?
Again, I'm impressed by your organizational structure, and I also, I'm curious about it. How do you reach that many people and get that many people in line with one common goal, with one common purpose, and keep them active? Because that's something that we struggle with when we're trying to create events here in Durham is persistence. Is people who show up to one event, but how do you keep them coming back? How do you keep this so organize? How do you stay so on top of these things?
Okay, so the ISUPK is a spiritual-based organization. And the scripture says that our spirits are going to bear witness that we're the children of God. So with the word of God produces the spirit in the people. The spirit recognizes the word of God. And this is what makes it attractive. You understand, to people, this is what stirs their spirit and makes them curious. And then they begin to come into class and they begin to learn their history, who they are, and what we're about. And we're simply about bringing our people back to the Most High, which every prophet of the Bible was assigned to do.
And if I could add too, like when you look at the pain and the suffering that Black people have been going through for 400 years, when we try to overcome, right, and come together and do all of the things that we talk about doing to kind of supplement the pain that's being put on us by our oppressor, there's always something that's missing. And it's a big question that plagues. Like, y'all think crack cocaine is bad. The question I'm about to ask you is worse than crack. And the question is who are we? Who are we? When you look at Black people, the Black Panthers, you look at the Muslims, you look at the Christians, you look at Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and GDs and educated folk and the lawyers and NBA players. You look at all of us, we all got the same skin tones, we all talk the same, we dress the same, we like the same foods. We all got the mama who had the flip-flop that whooped our ass when we was young. We all share in the same life. But who are we? You ask people this question, you're going to get 20 different answers outside of these walls. The thing that's missing is the fact that inside these walls, there's one answer. There's one. We are the children of Israel. We are the sons of God, the sons and daughters of God. We come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And because we have that one thing that fills that void that the rest of the world doesn't know, now we understand what we have to live like. We have to live like the Israelites that's in that book. We have to live like our forefathers and our foremothers that are in this book, naming being the main one being Jesus Christ. Imagine if young Black children grew up knowing that the greatest Black man isn't LeBron James, because that's what we think now. You children grow up thinking today, I'm gonna grow up and be LeBron James. I'm gonna grow up and be Allen Iverson. I'm gonna grow up and be, and then some parents try to whoop them and say, now be Benjamin Carson, be Martin Luther King, be Reverend Allen. They try to whoop them into not being athletes. But what the hell does Benjamin Carson got on Jesus Christ? Not a goddamn thing. See, white children, they grow up, they go to schools, and they look at that white Jesus on the wall, and they say, see, that's my Lord. See, that's me. I'm him. They look at the passion of Christ, and they have so much love and fulfillment in watching that movie because they see someone that looks like them, that looks like them. And what does that do? What does that do? It builds a conscience. It builds a conscience. Now, when oppressors do something that's wrong, they know I'm not supposed to be living like this. That's why white girls, they be having them moments where they sleep with them Negroes, but they know in the back of their mind, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not bringing Day home to my family. You said what? Unless it makes sense, right? But they'll never just sleep with Day and bring Day back home. You know why? Because that white woman has a conscience. She has a conscience, and she has a history and a culture that she has to uphold. She has to do it. Now, what if Black people had a conscience? What if we had a conscience that said, you know what, my forefathers would look at me right now and they would think that I was disgusting. They would think that I was a piece of crap. Black people would stop doing the things that they're doing, or at least they wouldn't be so proud to do the wickedness that they're doing. So what you see at the Passover and what you see with these brothers every day, every week, every year coming together is a renewing of our oath that we gave to God. The reason why we're brothers, like this here is physically my father. If he ever left the school, if I ever left the school, he would not be my family no more. I wouldn't talk to him. I would walk past him like I didn't know him in the street. You understand? Because our love for each other is constantly renewed by our endeavors to serve in the Most High God.
That's why you see what we. That's why you see what you see when you look at the UPK. It's why you see what you see and hear what you don't see outside of these walls inside the Christian church, because everyone is different. They all claim to love God, but all of them believe multiple different things. You understand? So I'll yield with that to not be long-winded.
And to just tag off what the brothers have been saying, which is very, very heavy. A lot of times we don't get a lot of brothers and sisters. When you think about the Christian church, you think about all these other organizations and stuff like that, and keeping them together and all that stuff. They don't meet them where the people are at. So, like, what brought me in is they actually talked about it, like, just kept it real with you. Like, I serve a nigga God. Like, hold on, because we taught so to demonize the word nigga, but literally do they know is the word nigger is in the Bible, nigger actually, and so we taught to demonize that word. But here you are, got a man saying, I serve the nigga God. And so stuff like that, it attracts our people because we meet our people we understand our people are in the hood, strung out on drugs and dealing with whatever life got going on with them. So we understand that we got to go to them. We can't expect to sit behind these doors and be like, okay, maybe they're knocking on the door. We realize we got to go against Cornwallis, feed them, talk to them, and say that we here. And keep doing that, because after a while, if it's 20 people outside, we're feeding them. We might gain one brother or sister, but then guess what? We come back the next year, we gain another. Within 5 years, we didn't gain 5 brothers and sisters, and guess what? They're gonna bring in 5 more people, and that's how we keep the organization, because we keep it real. We don't lie. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna let you know you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that, sis. And we just keep it a buck. And sometimes as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, we need that. We got to stop sugarcoating, because we're taught in life we got to be nice. We got to do this. And we are supposed to do that. But we also understand that we got to keep it real with each other. And we understand that for order for us to stay together, we need some type of organization. We think we can all do it by ourselves, thinking that we headstrong and all that stuff. But in reality, we need each other. And so that's the just real thing about ISUPK. We keep it real. Not gonna sugarcoat. You watch any class, you might hear the word bitch. You might hear a stupid nigga and all that stuff. But it's all a lot of love though. Because scriptures say be rude in speech, and you got to be. Like, we've been so destroyed by America that we thinking that it's wrong for us to keep it real with each other. And that's the biggest thing about the UPK. We keep it real with each other. If a brother can check me right now and say, hey, you out of line. And me, I'm gonna appreciate that, because guess what? I don't know nothing. I'm a stupid nigga that came up from off the streets. So I need structure in my life. So that's the biggest thing about it. It's just keeping it real. And a lot of Black people don't like to keep it real, man. Like to sugarcoat and make you feel good. We ain't here to make you feel good. We gonna strengthen you up, but we gonna keep it a buck with you. So that's the biggest thing. Everybody just keep it real.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah, for sure.
So, one thing that I talked about with you guys before that I found really impressive was accountability. Like you said, there's a different level of accountability in this organization, and I just want to ask you, what is that? What does accountability look like within these walls, within this organization?
Accountability looks the same way it looked with the disciples rolling with Christ. Looks the exact same. Everything that we do in the school is mirroring what Christ did and the disciples and the prophets did in the Bible. So when you look at the scriptures where Christ, you understand, told certain disciples to roll with me and to not mourn your father's death. You understand? Or when Christ said, "Get ye behind me, Satan." You understand? That's the checkings and the tutelage that he was given to his men that we give to ours, or that the generals give to us. So when a brother goes and does something that of course is against the Bible, it may be a sin or maybe breaking a protocol out of order. Say a brother drinks too much and he gets out of line and he gets into a altercation with his wife or something like that. That accountability comes in when that sister calls the camp leader and says, "Salaka, we were drinking last night. We got into an argument, and brother so and so, he raised his hand at me. He raised his fist at me, and blah 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 blah." In the world, without her calling the police, she either has to just deal with it on her own, or she has to defend herself. Which then we've seen a lot of cases in domestic violence where the woman will kill the man. She'll unalive him trying to defend herself, because in her ignorance, she is in love with this man, which is why she won't call the police, because she don't want the police to come and kill this man. But then in her anger and her defense, she'll turn around and kill him on accident. We see that all the time. But in here, what you'll have is brothers who will now come to that brother's house, if it's dire, you understand, and remove that brother from that house. And then after he goes to the council, and if it's found out that he's wrong, which of course any man put his hands on a sister in here, except for self-defense, understand, and tread lightly on that. That don't mean she threw a plastic plate at you. Now you could go upside her head. But I'm talking about something for real. Except it be for self-defense, you're gonna have a very rude awakening that's coming to you. Understanding it's gonna be righteous. It's gonna be right what we do. You understand? You might have to do some training for the rest of your life that'll just make you just want to leave the truth. It'd probably just be easier to just leave the school than to have to go through what you're gonna have to go through to stay a brother. And again, like you said, it's not to hurt a brother or it's not to hurt a sister. But what it is to do is to make sure that everyone in here is blameless, because our enemies hate us. They hate Commander General Yohana. They're waiting for one of us to be an abuser or to be a drug dealer or anything wrong in the world so that they could demonize the whole school. The problem is that Commander General Yohana's school is so close-knit, it's so tight, you'll never find it inside of this school because of that accountability that we have. So like,
if I may, like our identity. See, the reason why we're destroyed is because our identity has been destroyed. And in order for us to be strong, we have to have a strong identity. You understand? And there's no stronger identity on the planet Earth than the children of Israel. Our identity is the strongest identity that exists. We're the greatest people, according to the word of God written in that book, that we're the greatest people that ever set foot on the safe face of the earth, right? But he said that he's going to bring us back to him through correction and discipline. So the ISUPK, under Commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, and the officers, they stress discipline and correction. Like when his brother said, if somebody check him, he's going to accept it. If somebody checks me, we all got check-ins. We get check-ins in here because we're not all correct. We're trying to become perfect. Understand? So our identity is the most important thing that we have to relay to our people, that they're great, they're beautiful, God loves them. This is important for our people to understand as we move forward, because according to the scriptures, we coming back to the Lord. And that's all I got.
Do you mind? And this is back on your original question about you have events and you want to know how we were able to get things done. We have a system, a ranking system, right? And it's basically the way things get done. None of us really just think for ourselves and say, you know what, I want to do this, and we just go do it. Everything has to be approved by a man above us, right? So we don't have multiple minds, and we're not indecisive about our actions. When you see us in public, it's already been thought out. It's already been ordained by the men above us. The Most High deals with one man at a time. You know what I'm saying? At one point it was Adam. One point it was Noah. It was Abraham. At one point it was Moses. One point it was Yahushua or Joshua. But right now, the man that he's dealing with is Commanding General Yohana. This is where we get this truth. That's the man that passes down the orders that we follow. He gives us the tutelage in order to allow us to let our light shine. It's not that we're robots, but we have to get approval for the things that we come up with. We're the eyes and ears of the man above us. But through order, if I tell, for example, I may outrank this brother. If I ask him to do something, he's going to do it with all, as long as it's a righteous, lawful order. If I ask him, hey, hit this blunt, he's not going to do that. We don't do unrighteous acts. And like what Yermak was saying, we also are a nation and an organization that doesn't tolerate anything that's going to be unlawful. So if someone comes in and does those things, yeah, okay, we'll check him. Say, brother, you doing this? We don't do that. He'll have an opportunity to correct it. We'll have a counsel. There'll be a punishment, some type of judgment exacted. If they willfully continue to do it, they're no longer in the organization. You understand? They're no longer associated or part of the body of Christ. You know what I mean? We don't have hate for them. We have love for them. and we hope that they can correct their actions and come back in here. But outside of that, I just wanted to let you know that it is because we don't think our own thoughts. We don't just do what we want to do. We answer to another. I have to answer to another man above me. He has to answer to another man above him, all the way up. And we have counselors before we conduct any business in the streets out here.
I just want to touch on something that you were speaking on about correction and punishment amongst yourselves. And I think that's something that we lost in the community along the way. And I think that's why we experience the violence that we do in these communities, because there used to be somewhat of a social contract. You don't call the police, but it's going to get dealt with. And somewhere along the line, we lost that sense of accountability. We lost that line of men who step to other men and say, hey, this isn't going to happen in this neighborhood. We're not going to allow this behavior. And that's why a lot of these kids are being exposed to these lifestyles that are so detrimental to them. And you know, there might be a shooting in the neighborhood and you know, maybe the kid doesn't get shot, but their life is still at risk because every time this happens, it's becoming normalized in their brains that this is just a part of life. This is just what it is these days. And that's something that we really need back, is that kind of accountability that I see here in this organization. And you know, that's something that I really do admire. And that's why I asked that question to begin with. So I just wanted to, you know, again, commend you guys on that level of structure that you guys have, because it really is impressive. And I think it's something that could change society if we got back to it.
We got another question. We can't harp on the same question.
But all right, so moving on, just from the Passover though, from the perspective of the Passover, again, I know that you've been here before, so you've met us, but just from what you've seen, was it anything that was like, you like, I don't know what the hell this is, what this is supposed to be? Even when you first came here, what was your thoughts on that?
A lot of it's, you know, coming into this, it's kind of mind blowing to see this level of structure that is not government funded, that's not, you know, ran by the white man. It's impressive everything you guys do, but you know, to see you honoring history the way you do, and of course people don't understand it because their knowledge only goes back as far as they have lived, or you know, maybe as far as their grandparents have lived, whereas you guys are living by something that predates everything that we're used to here today. So of course there are things, you know, the attire that I see you guys wearing, you know, war attire is what it looks like.
Most high Craig.
And you know, that's something that certainly piqued my interest. I didn't, you know, I saw a little bit of an explanation of it online, but I'd love to know more about, you know, the clothing you guys are wearing in these events.
You say you wanted a little bit more explanation?
Just curious, just a little bit about, you know, the history of it, and you know, what brings you guys to it, and how you've kept it going through the years.
All right. I want.
The attire is biblical, meaning it's lawful. Like the Most High, like He gave us a culture, right? And part of that culture is the attire. You understand? Because the thing about this earth is like they have what they call toxic masculinity, right? Like it's toxic to be masculine. Where in the Bible, the Most High, you know, He encourages us to be masculine. That's our strength. You understand? Because we're supposed to be men. And so wearing the fringes, He gave us the culture of warlike apparel. That's exactly what it's called in the Bible. You understand? Because we are at war. You understand? We're at war with every nation on this earth. Every nation on this earth is trying to destroy our people. Every nation comes into our community and controls our community. I don't care whether you're in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Panama, Los Angeles, I don't care where you are. The other nations come into our community and destroy our community and suck the wealth out of our community. So our image of warlike apparel is because that's what we're actually in. We're actually in war, and we have to stand up and be strong, because then our people will see real men standing up for them.
And just touching on, you know, you spoke a lot about the roles of men in the organization. What are the roles of women in this organization? Can they hold authoritative roles? Can they hold roles above men, or how does that work?
Okay, so according to the law, like women cannot usurp authority over men. So women could never be over men. You understand? But it doesn't diminish their responsibility to the nation. You understand? Because they have a very vital, important role in the nation. But the men are the leaders because that's what God made us. He made us the leaders. But if you read the Bible, there's been many instances in the Bible where women took the lead and saved the nation. So, contrary to popular belief, the role of the women in the ISUPK in the nation of Israel is vital to the survival of our nation. Understand? But they just can't usurp authority over the man.
I can respect that.
Okay.
It's good to see men in leadership.
And if I could say one more thing, like when we talk about the things that we can offer the community, right? Like the scripture says that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So in our community, what we want is righteous men running our communities. That's what we want. You understand? Because that's the only way our people are going to make it through. So that's one of the contributions that the ISUPK is offering the community, is that we can present righteous men for them to look at it and say, hey, listen, like we did a cookout over there. So like, I know I'm getting a little long-winded, but we did a cookout over here in the projects about 2 years ago. And the response that we got from the young people, I'll never forget it as long as I live. The little brothers was coming up to us, and they were happy to see real men. Absolutely. So that's one of the things that we offer. You understand? And it's truth.
Absolutely. I think it's a very powerful image to see this many men so aligned and so passionate on so many things. Our last cookout in Cornwallis, one of the guys who was out there helping us went live the next day, and he addressed something that was a blatant issue that I didn't recognize at the time. He said there were so many women out there doing so much physical manual labor, and there were no men out there to help us. And that was something that I've struggled with since, and trying to figure out how do we bring more men to the table, because we need that kind of leadership in our community events. And I keep finding the compassion in women is what brings them out to these events. But I got to know, how do I bring more men to the table when doing these kind of things, when reaching out into the community? You guys are already so dedicated, but how do you awaken that sense in a man who maybe isn't walking this path already?
I'll tell you, this might be a little hard to hear.
I'm here for it.
But we always talk about the table, especially in relationships, right? The man gonna bring to the table, and you gonna have to dress it up. That's your problem. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Your problem is you try to fix black people, you can't. You fighting an uphill battle that you will never win, because there's always gonna be some white man that is stronger than you. You need a man to protect you. You need a man by your side. You need men that's going to go out there and tell the white man that he is the devil to his face, and not give a damn about his prison system. Don't give a damn about his police. Don't give a damn about his ICE. Don't give a damn about him being a man, because we men too. Now we can go toe-to-toe with Donald Trump. We could go toe-to-toe with his military, with his Air Force. You should be safe and protected. You should be put up somewhere. You understand? Yeah, you should be put up somewhere saying, you know what? I got a mind for this. Let me help my husband. Or if you're not married, let me help the brothers. Let me call Officer Rock and say, look, I can start a GoFundMe. I know y'all doing a food drive. How about we come up with the funds to get this going? We got to go to Houston for the Passover. I know somebody that got a bus company. We could get the bus to charter all the brothers from North Carolina to go to Houston. We could do this, that, and the third. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I understand the pain and the hurt that a lot of you sisters go through. A lot of sisters out here in Cornwallis and Durham and North Carolina, all the hoods in the ghetto. And the question is, where are the strong black men, like you just asked? You looking for them. The problem is that you're looking in the wrong place. You're looking for Day to save you. You're looking for Jerome to save you, when you should be looking for the Lord to save you. The Lord said, my sheep will hear my voice. You want to find out who will save you, you go to the men of the Lord that chose to give their life to God. Those are the men that you should back whatever you got. A lot of you sisters are virtuous as hell. You know how to get all the money in the earth. You know how to cook the food. You know how to be a woman, how to raise the children. But the problem is you're giving your help to men who have been destroyed, to men who don't know how to turn around and protect you. You come into the Israelite School of UPK, sis, and you'll find a plethora of men. You'll be like, God damn, it's too many men. It's too many. I don't even know what to do. I got too many things I want to get done, and too many brothers is here to do it. And these brothers are going to be strong brothers, but more importantly than them being strong, they gonna be men who are serving the Lord, and that's what you need. You got to have men that is willing to serve the Lord before you get any help, because you're going to find help outside them walls, and they're going to turn around and stab you in the back. They're going to bite you in the back. They're going to steal from you when they see the money that you gathered up from donations. They're going to steal from you so that they can feed their drug habit, so that they can take it back into their household, and you're going to be right back at square one again. You understand? That's what you got to know, is that if you want to find help, you got to be the help to the men that you supposed to be the help for. And those are the brothers in the Israelite School of UPK. Slug, I yield.
So I can't wake Day up. I gotta let Day wake up on his damn.
You bring Day to me, I'll wake him up.
There we go. That's what I needed to hear. That's the answer. That's the answer to the question. That's what I'm talking about.
Slug, command Jenny Hanna.
Your ass Day.
Command Jenny Hanna and wake Day up.
Going to the ISUPK.
That's what all you sisters, like, you sisters don't understand, man. Like, y'all got a power that y'all don't know how to use. Like, all the men out here in the world is chasing y'all sisters. They chasing to get what y'all got, because y'all got that power. The problem is you using it. You understand? I'm not y'all sisters. I'm not talking about y'all, but I'm talking about sisters. You using it to get a front from the drug man. You using it to be able to be friends with the club promoter, to get into the club, to skip the line in the club, Dabawan. They trying to skip the line, so they giving it up. You using it so that you could get this paid for, get a light bill paid for. Why don't you use what you got to turn a man into a soldier of the Lord? Why don't you use what you got to convince a man to stop being a drug dealer, to stop being a drug addict, to stop being an abuser, to be a man that is worthy of something in this earth? Because right now in this world, we don't need more drug dealers. We don't need more club promoters or more NBA players and all of this nonsense that we are trying to gain. We need more men that are stand up and be loyal to the Lord, so that our neighborhoods can be protected. That's what we need in this earth right now. But of course, if women give it up for what, 3.5, how much they giving it up for, Makawa? $40? $40?
I've said this before, and I truly believe it. While I absolutely believe in the power of men to be leaders today, I do believe, like you were saying, women can control the standards of society by who they choose to lay with. If every woman today decided, I'm not gonna fuck with a gangbanger, I'm not fucking with drug dealers, then by 2026, gangbanging and drug dealing is dead, at least in public. At least where these kids and people can actually see it happening. And that's something that's so detrimental to society, is these kids see their mother loving a gangbanger, a drug dealer, a killer. How can you tell your son to be anything better than that when they see this is where you pour your love into? How can you expect your son to be anything better? But again, I commend you for bringing up that point, and I absolutely agree. I think we got to stop trying to turn men into the men we need, and we got to turn to the men who are already there, ready to serve, and structured in the way that you guys are. So I absolutely commend that. Absolutely.
Come on, most time crazy. So yeah, that's what sisters gotta know. So like, anybody else want to speak on that? Well, that's well. All right, what else you have, sis? Come on.
Question, that's what I'm talking about.
Watch out for that mic. What? Okay. Got the AP. Got the AP. Sluggy, also to the stage, we got Officer Sluggy, 1,000 Tabawan and Quadum. 1,000 Sluggy, right? Yeah, most high crazy. Congratulations. 1,000 Quadum and Tabawan. What you had? Shout out. Oh, go ahead. Now I was gonna say shout out to everybody tuning into the chat. If y'all have questions, you understand, type it into the chat. If you want to jump on the screen, by the last 45, 30 minutes of the show, we'll be letting people come onto the screen and ask us questions. If you want to come onto the screen,
I'll send the link into the chat. All you gotta do is copy it and paste it into your web browser. You'll jump onto the screen. We'll be able to see you, hear you, talk to you. You can ask whatever question you want, whether you agree with us, disagree with us, want to battle, whatever you want. I always tell y'all, come and get your issue if you want it, because I don't want to hear nothing else from the You Are From Durham group chat after this. This is your official announcement. If you got a problem with what we teach, you don't understand what we do, you're using Wikipedia to tell you about the school. I thought we learned in Wikipedia that it was not Wikipedia is not an official source to use, but I get it. The white man's education is making us stupid. But nonetheless, if you got any questions about our school, you can come on to the show tonight and ask it. Salaki says.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do have a question. So how is your leadership? So how is your leadership structured? Like I see you have guys that are 1,000, 5,000. So how do y'all structure your leadership?
You want to take it? You want? Wait, is this? Are we good now or no? Salaki. All right. So your question was, how do we structure our leadership, right? Our ranking system, just like the Bible. The Bible says what that in during the times of Christ and in the Bible they had officers of thousands, officers of 10,000s, captains of 13,000s, generals in the Bible. Like a lot of people, they don't understand Christ because they've been taught by the Christian church. They think that Christ was just like a man who was just like, let me just walk around and I'm gonna just find some random niggas and just, or they don't even think it's niggas, they just think it's random white men, right? Let me find some random white people and we're gonna go around and we're gonna teach salvation. That's not how Christ ruled. You understand? That's not how the children of Israel ruled. We've always had a ranking system because our nation is a very militant organization, even in the Bible. You could look up so many battles and wars in the Bible from the children of Israel. My favorite is the Battle of Ai. Battle of Ai, when we crossed over, when Joshua took over and we started fighting in the hills, and Joshua was giving all of them heathens hell by setting up traps and all of that nonsense that they was doing. That nonsense, Salakia. But the way that our ranking system is set up is just like in the Bible. So that's why you'll hear we got troopers, officers of 50, 500, 1,000, 5,000, captains of 10,000, 13,000. Then you got generals, 6 shield, 3 shield generals, all the way up to 12 shield. And then, of course, Commander General Yohana. And what it means is this, like your rank is your capability or ability to be over that amount of people. So if you're an officer of 50, you're able to rule over 50 families, meaning one day in the kingdom, you're going to have 50 families that report to you and you're responsible for. And then, of course, the 500 all the way up to Commander General Yohana, who is responsible for the whole nation. But everything we do comes from the Bible. And it seems crazy because you go into the church and all you find is the pastor, the bishop, the deacon, but you don't see no officers or nothing, no captains of nothing, no militancy, nothing. Which is why Dylan Storm Roof was able to do what he did, because they don't follow the Bible. Had they followed the Bible, they would have known how important it was to make sure that you have a sense of militancy to protect your loved ones, to protect your women and your children and your brothers inside of these schools that we come into to learn about the Lord.
And you know, I know you was touching on the Wikipedia stuff.
Yeah.
I do want to get on that because I think, you know, when General Iraq over here, he posted in the group.
What was that?
I'm gonna get y'all later.
Officer Iraq.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Officer. So when he posted in the group, there was a lot of people posting, like you said, Wikipedia articles.
Mm-hmm.
When we first spoke, first thing I did was Google you guys. And I want to talk about what is the first thing that pops up when I type ISUPK into Google, and maybe you guys can address this and you know, maybe correct it as well. So this says Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is an American Black supremacist extremist religious sect based in Pennsylvania. The group is known for extremely racist, factually incorrect, and unjustly biased views of the world. That's the first thing that pops up. I'd love to, hear what you guys have to say.
They didn't put that we get all the women.
They did not.
They wrong. Well, then it's wrong. Then if they didn't put that we get all of the women, then it is wrong. You understand? But I mean, anybody, Salaki Thaba, you want to chime in on this? I know you just got here. Officer Rock. Yeah. You want it? Quidum, you want some?
Hey, Salaki. Most I Christ, shalom, Yahweh Shem Shah Rakatham. To my brothers, Yahweh Shemal Thaba Shem Yahweh Shah, to my sisters. First off, we got to understand this, right? Google, Wikipedia, Chat GPT. You type in Chat GPT right now, the color of Christ is going to tell you it's a white man. It's wrong. You understand? Nobody really fully understands the ISUPK until you come in here. We didn't either before we got here. You understand what I'm saying? We was to the point where we seen these brothers was crazy. I know from my experience when I first got here, I'm like, these brothers crazy. But I got a little crazy myself too. It's got to be to follow Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Because we put our life on the line for our people. We are the opposite of a hate group. We're a love group. You understand? We're the biggest love group you'll ever find. You got men that dedicate their lives to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians Sunday to Sunday, every day. We think about and fathom on how we can fix our people. So that thing, that Southern, like the thing is the Southern Poverty Law Center and all that, it's so many lies that's been told because they don't understand us. You understand what I'm saying? Even they call us a hate group. If you don't like Brussels sprouts, you're just going to separate yourself, right? If I say I hate Brussels sprouts, I'm not going to eat it. Right. That's what we say about the oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? We separate ourselves because what has the oppressor have really done for us? We marched in so many things and things like that, and it's never done nothing for us. We are the biggest, Americanized people here, and they always give us their behind the kiss. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, we got to realize that separation is key, and that's what Christ was about. Like I said, I'm coming in late, so excuse me for my tardiness. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, every brother that spoke has been on point when it came to the scriptures. Hey, we are here for our people. So everything you read on Wikipedia and all that, it's a lot of people that hate us. But Christ said, hey, look, marvel not if they hate you because they hated me first. You know what I'm saying? I'm a land there. I can talk all night.
Salaki, if I may, like, this is warfare. Like,
there you go.
This is really spiritual warfare. And so the spirit comes from the word of God. So of course they want to keep the people with the truth. They want to prevent us from teaching the truth to our people because that's our warfare. Where's the Bible at? I got a Bible. No. What I just wanted to say is this is our sword. This is our weapon. We don't have any other weapon other than this. But with this weapon, look what we've done just with this in a short period of time under Commander General Yohana. This is our weapon. The word of God is our weapon. And they want to prevent us from teaching our people the truth. That's why they try to tag us as a hate group. But you know what they don't tell you? That we teach the truth of the Bible. And let me tell you something else for everybody that didn't know. The Bible is only written to us. It's not for any other nation. Every prophet in the Bible from Moses to Christ, all the apostles were Israelites. Every book of the Bible is addressed to the Israelites. These are our records. And that's the misconception that the world has about the Bible. You know what? You're never going to understand the Bible if you don't understand one thing, that the Bible is only written to the Israelites, to, for, by, and about. That's it. That's the misconception that the earth have with the Bible.
One thing I've noticed.
Come on.
One thing I've noticed in my observations of these men in front of me is that I feel like I have seen y'all walk closer to the Bible than 90% of Christians that I've come into encounter with. And like you said, there are extremists in all religion. However, you know, the Christianity has the Ku Klux Klan. There are, you know, terrorists in every religious organization, but somehow the one for Blacks, Spanish, and Native Americans, the entirety of the group got labeled as a hate group. Whereas in Christianity, we say, oh, those Ku Klux Klan members, they don't represent all of Christianity. Right. But again, there are some men who have been misconstrued as you guys. There seems to be another organization who is more hateful than what I've seen from you guys, who is more outspoken and aggressive. And I've fondly referred to them as the purple motherfuckers. I'm not sure what the proper name is.
That's a perfect name. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it.
So can you guys shine some light on the differences between who you are, who they are, and why this misconception exists? Because I think that label that I see on the internet applies to them, but somehow has been attached to your whole organization, which is effectively, and if I'm not mistaken, you guys don't get government funding, but I don't think you can get government funding being labeled as a hate group.
I got to correct you on one thing that you said about them pertaining to us. They ain't nowhere in hell they more aggressive than us. Ever. They'll never be more aggressive than us. See, they should I do it? See, we come hard. They come softer than us. What Durham Hyman say? We come hard. But nah, all jokes aside, yeah, they're not aggressive. They're not more aggressive than us. But their school was started by a crooked cop named Nathaniel. What do they call him? Nate 7? Nasty Nate. Nathaniel 7. But he was in the Israelite school of UPK, well, back in the 80s, 90s, sometime like that. And after the year 2000, or before the year 2000, he decided to split. He didn't gain a lot of rank. I think he was the reader for Commander General Yohana or something like that. So after he left the school, he went to go with the House of David or some nonsense. And then from there, he split and created his own organization. So what he did was he took all of the things that he learned, right? Just like any of us, right? We in this school, we're learning from Commander General Yohana. We're learning the breakdowns. We're learning what it is to be an Israelite, how to go to camp, so on and so forth. He took what he learned, and then him and his wife created an all purple, all lily loving, purple pussy F-word organization that caters to every single woman in the world. And they created IUIC, and that is the birth of it. And that organization, like I said in the comments, hates black people. If you look at everything that their school is based on, what they teach, for one, they said, fuck Trayvon Martin. They said, fuck Trayvon. They didn't even just say Trayvon Martin. They said, who Gavon, who the hell cares about that young man? Kayvon Martin, who the hell cares? You know why? Because he resisted the white man power. Rebellion. They said he resisted the white man power, and because he resisted George Zimmerman, who was not a cop. George Zimmerman was not a cop, but he was white though. And to them, white people have extreme authority over black people. And because he resisted, that means that Trayvon Martin's life is nothing. It means nothing that he died from George Zimmerman. What else did they do? They also got Joy Morgan killed. They also went over there to Africa and started recruiting Africans. Of course, if you read the Bible, you know that the Lord said that Africans are different from Hamites are different from Israelites. Africans are not us, which is another big misconception. A lot of us believe that we are African Americans, so we're African, but we're not the same. They went over there and let Joy Morgan, one of their sisters, marry an African. They unalived her over there in Africa and then didn't even help the mother find the body.
Salaki, they was taking ties while she was unalive. One, you understand, and the mother, she had a problem with that. You understand what I'm saying? And these people, they just so disgusting because there's documents of their leader going into houses, and they're supposed to be, for our people. The leader went into the house. They done had a sister butt naked. You understand what I'm saying? And didn't clothe her or anything. So I don't even know how we get acquainted with these people or none of that. You understand what I'm saying? We say that if you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. You understand? We are the only Israelite group, period. So when it comes to them, they're just disgusting. You understand? Like, oh man, I got so many thoughts. I can't even. Yeah, it is, man. Salakia.
Salakia, the ISUPK is the most wonderful organization on the planet Earth. And I mean that because we're the only organization on the planet Earth that follows this Bible to the T. And we believe in every word. You have some groups, they believe in some of this. Christians believe in the New Testament, but they're increasingly using the Old Testament now, I notice. You understand what I'm saying? But we are the ones that represent this book the best on the earth. And that makes us the best. So I just want to offer one scripture, if I may. And I just open the Bible to it, and Baba Kashad, right there. Read that for me.
Come on. This is the book of Joel. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 16. The Most High also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Most High will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
So, Zion is just a nickname. The word means weapon. So we're the weapon of the Most High. You understand? With this. You understand that at some point, we're going to be more than just this. You understand? But the word Zion is a nickname for Israel. So when it says the Lord is going to roar out of Zion, that means that we're going to be the voice of the Lord. We're going to roar. Like this brother said, we go hard. You understand? And that's what we do here because we stand on this word. And he says here that he's going to be the hope of our people. There is no other hope for our people other than the Most High God. There is these nations right now, they're plotting on how to destroy us right now because they've used us up. They've gotten just about everything they could get out of us. And now we're useless to them. You understand? We're a burden to them other than their ability to rob us of our culture and everything that we have. Even in the places where we're the majority, like in Puerto Rico, for example, in Cuba, you understand? In Jamaica, we're the majority there, but we don't rule. And all that money that comes out of there goes into their pockets. So they don't care about us. They use us up. So the only hope that we have moving forward is this. That's it. Could I do one more one? Give me a Romans 15:4, Baba Kashah. Just the last one, and I'm going to let it go, Baba Kashah. Because, we just have to keep this spirit.
Yeah.
You understand? Because that's what Christ gave us. He gave us the spirit of the law on how to live, right? And for the men, that spirit is warfare.
Like you said, I think this passion that you have, that you men share, that's a source of power. And that's what, that's like we were talking about earlier. That's what brings you guys together and brings you back time and time again. And that's beautiful. So I don't want you to stop. I want you to.
Thank you, sis. The power that we have is the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God, like the Most High says that he's a man of war. That's what it says. You understand? So if us to have the Spirit of God, we have to be men of war as well. But let's just get this Romans 15:4, Baba Kashah.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. Whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
Understand? So we have to learn this and then have patience and let the Most High do his part. But we're not to sit around and do nothing. We're here to do our part. That's how we prove that we love the Most High. But we have to have patience and hope. Patience and faith and the hope in the scriptures and God's word. We don't have no other hope there. And I'm going to just say it straight up. There is no other hope. There is none. Who you going to hope for? Trump? China, Russia. Who you going to hope for? East Indian? You understand? The Most High is our only hope, and we're clinging to this. And you know what? According to the Bible, we already won.
So, like, I'll be brief, but I just want to, piggyback on what everybody been saying at the water for that, obviously, Yanazar. But as far as the controversies and the things that people say about ICBK when it comes to Google, if you take that same Google entry after you put it in and it says supremacist and hatred and so on, if you were to replace the word black with the word white, it would almost be a completely congruent, word for word description of the KKK. When people talk about the ICBK, what do they call us? The black KKK. That right there, I love when I hear it. You know why? Because it shows that we're doing the right thing. Why? Because loving black people is the most controversial thing you can do in America. Loving blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians is controversial, so much to the point that a couple of black dudes with a Bible on a corner is as dangerous as people that have been killing and lynching blacks and Hispanics in America for 400 years. We ain't never lynched nobody, but somehow we the black KKK because all we do, because we read from a Bible. I never knew a book could be so dangerous. And they said if you want to hide something from a black man, you put it where? So shouldn't they be applauding the fact that we're reading out of the Bible? Shouldn't everyone be happy? But no one's happy. Why? Because we love our people. Because we go to the ghettos of America. We go to Cornwallis. We go to McDougal Terrace. And we love the people that no one else wants to love. So to America, that's hatred to them. Because who should we love? We should love them. We should love everybody. But guess what? If you love everybody, then you don't love anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, if I say, I'm going to land my plane, but it's like, what people say, like, when we came out, when we don't agree with them, we don't associate with them. But when people started saying the Black Lives Matter, right? And then you have other people saying all lives matter. Well, all lives ain't going through the same trauma that people's going through. So if you're saying that, what are you essentially trying to say? That everyone should get the same attention? So I should if somebody's in a burning house saying, save me, I should go to the person in the house that's not burning and say, well, I don't want to neglect them. Let me go help them too, because everybody's on fire. All lives matter. No, bro, you got to go to the people that's hurting. And that's what we do. We go to the people that, first and foremost, that God loves, which is blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. And America don't want to see us do that. So,
my nigga Thabuan is in the building. I've been waiting on you, brother. You've been the missing piece to my puzzle. Don't ever be late to get up playing. Thaba is in the building, man. Hey, that was heavy. He said, if you, what did you say? If you love everybody, you love no one. That's a shirt. There's gold. Clip that. There's gold on the shirt. Jesus Christ. I can't wait to tell one of my ribs some shit like that. They're like, babe, why are you giving so much attention to that girl in the club? I'm gonna say, because I love everybody. I love all women. All the women need love. She gonna say, no, fuck that. You love me, nigga. Well, we feel the same way about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Well, yeah, so I hope that answers y'all question. Moving on to the next thing. I'm trying to figure out how we should segue. Did y'all have, or y'all want to jump into something else first? We did not do the taste tester.
That's gonna be crazy. I want to say one thing. We made a post, right? And what you saw in the post was blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians interacting, you know what I mean, together in a righteous manner. There was no killing, right? There was no thievery. There was no child molestation. There was nothing wicked about it, right? But the first thing, one of the first things you see is someone say, look, if you want to know about this group, they're a hate group. They're this. And it's like, what is your intent? You know what I'm saying? And me being professional, you know what I'm saying? I saw through it. So I was like, okay, well, thank you for your curiosity. You know what I'm saying? But let me correct you. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're doing is when the next reader comes up or someone else comes to view the page, they see that, they're like, oh, I've seen enough then. They're a hate group. You know what I'm saying? Yet, all these brothers up in here, before they was in this truth, was wicked as hell, myself included, right? Before we was in this truth, right? Everything was on the table that we could do. There was nothing that was going to stop us or prevent us from scamming you. You know what I'm saying? From gaming you up, being with you, and then leaving you. You know what I'm saying? There was nothing that was going to keep us from selling you a pack. You know what I'm saying? Shooting up dope, robbing. You know what I'm saying? We did it all. We them same niggas that's out there in Bragtown. That's us. You know what I'm saying? What you see now is the spirit of the Lord that was brought down through the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. What you see now is that we all believe in the same thing. You want to change Day? You want to change Jerome? You got to bring them in here into our trooper program. And that's what you need to ask about. Everybody out here, you need to ask about the trooper program, coming into the school and actually shedding yourself for the world. That's what we all had to do. We came in here, we shut our mouth, we don't know nothing. We had to unlearn everything we learned in this wicked world that's designed to keep us in slavery. You understand? Once you do that, then you will be filled with the scriptures. You'll be given an opportunity to learn from men better than you. And every man above me is better than me. And I had to recognize that. You know what I'm saying? When I came upon the prophets and I saw them at the camp, normally before I was in the truth, I sized brothers up. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? You can't fuck with me. What up? But these cats was 5 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Dawadah, Abraham. And there was a spirit on them. I was like, yo, these brothers are strong. There's something about them. I don't know what it is, but that was me being carnal. You know what I'm saying? But I've come in here. I've met the best brothers I've ever met in my whole life. Anyone speaking against the ISUPK, yeah, it's going to be a problem. I have a problem with it, but we also have an obligation to conduct ourselves in the way that the men above us taught us. But the trooper program is the solution. You want to help Day, bring him into class, right? Consistently. Let him unlearn. Let him learn who Christ is. How dare us, any of us, care about our life, our finances, our relationships, or anything when our life is not our own? We were given a second chance by a man who did not sin, who gave us a chance, a second chance. He gave us this opportunity. You understand? So whatever the Lord will have me do, I will do, because this life ain't mine anyway. This I owe. You know how much we've done in this world that we find out in this Bible through the scriptures that we've been sinning, celebrating birthdays, getting tattoos. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things we didn't know. Eating pork, we didn't know was a sin. But when we find out we've offended the Lord, we offended our Father. Now it's like, you know what? I owe. Forget my rap dreams and my music production dreams. I got to go to camp. I got to serve my brothers. And believe. And let me tell you, people think we've known each other for years. I didn't know these brothers before this truth, but best believe I will die for this brother. I will kill for this brother. I will kill for this brother and this sister over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's all of us. You can go to Japan and find a school. You know what I'm saying? And they will do the same for us. We believe in the same thing. I'm just going back to your original question. How do we get stuff done? We believe in something that is extreme. We believe in something that Christ died for us to get this knowledge for, that Commander General Yohana slept on the floor and used his slavery money to keep a school open so that one day Shakam could get this knowledge. Maga War can get this knowledge. So you can now hear this knowledge. That's why we profess 1969. You know what I'm saying? That's when the truth was revealed, not anyone else. It was revealed in the ISUPK. And whatever you hear, you have to question their motive. After you see the post that we posted, it was beautiful. Children, women, brothers and sisters, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, all together, rejoicing over the Lord. How dare you speak against us? How dare you even try to distract us? Huh? What is your real intent? And after we answer them questions, she ain't say nothing. She shut up. Talking about, I'm happy to poke the bear. You a devil, and we know you a devil. You understand? And you're not going to stop this movement. We're going to free Day. Day-Day's going to come up in here, become a trooper, and get free. Jerome is going to come up here and get free. Because we were ordered to love our people. You know what I mean? Shalom. Damn right. For sure.
So something my friend was asking about this trooper program.
Mhm.
You speak about Day and Jerome, and you know I see you have sisters among you. How can a woman walk into this organization if they wanted to be a part of it?
Great question. Excellent question. A sister in the Bible, I forgot, I think it's in Galatians, where Paul said there's neither Jew nor Greek, bond nor free, man nor female. And a lot of people get that scripture misconstrued because they think it's talking about Israelites versus heathens. It's not. But what that scripture is talking about, that there is going to be a day where no matter what you thought you were, you're going to have to answer to the Lord alone. And Christ is going to be there, and the Lord and the angels is going to be there. You're going to be by yourself. And it's not going to matter whether you thought you was a Jew. It's not going to matter whether you considered yourself to be a Greek or an American or British or Canadian or whatever you consider yourself, or whether you're a man or a woman. You have to take this walk the same way a brother does. So to answer your question, a sister has to walk into this school the same way your brother does. You got to come in here. You have to cover your head. You got to put that head wrap on, because you'll read the scriptures and you'll see what the Lord said, that a woman dishonoreth her head if she is in the school. You understand? Proper listening to the teachers while her head is uncovered. You'll put on the modest apparel. You're going to learn to uncorrupt your speech, how to be more kind, how to be more delicate, how to be more like a flower that's waiting to be plucked by one of these roughneck brothers up in here. You'll learn how to become that thing. And as you come into the school, you'll do your 90 days where you're shedding yourselves of the world and learning how to be a woman that is the standard of God. You'll learn that, not the fuck being a standard of bad housewives of Hollywood and the housewives of Atlanta. They what they call it, baddies, bad girls club. You want to be the baddest bad girl club? Why don't you be a standard of God? Why don't you be his standard? They should make that a TV show. We should do that shit. Who can be the standard of God housewife? They would all fail the first day. But sisters will come in here like this sister right here. They give this sister right here a hand. Sister Sapayar. This sister has done what you're asking. She walked into this school. She didn't know anything about this school or how to be a part of the school. She covered her head. She came in here as humble as could be. And ever since she's gotten her name, she's been nothing but a servant to the Lord and a help to the brothers in here since day one. That is what you got to do. That's what you do for any sister who comes into the school. You bring your daughters, you bring your sons, you walk the same long path that we walk, and then we start to build this kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, from the ground up. Answer your question? Sign Christ. Where we at now? I rocked them, made me ready for camp. I'm about to just give me Romans 9:4 real quick. Now play. Man, but I got the chat up on the thing. Let me see if y'all want to go there real quick.
Yeah, let's go check the comments section.
You can check out the comments. I used to be, let me see, Mr. Tony U. Brown said, is used to be an Israelite in 1995 in Brooklyn, New York City. It used to be. Oh, okay. What that mean? So, I used to be Superman. I quit. Go ahead, man. Before I get on him.
Listen, this is the problem with us saying that we're Israelites, right? People think that it's just some religion or some belief. It's an identity. So if you was an Israelite, you don't stop being an Israelite. First off, you got these wacky tacky Christians that think that you can be, wacky tacky, otherwise Salaki, that think that you can be a spiritual Israelite. That is nowhere in the scriptures, period. We are Israelites by blood. It's a bloodline. You understand? So this Negro, whoever he is, talking about he used to be an Israelite, it's just like the scripture says that if you was with us, then you would have surely remained with us. But even so, it's like a lot of people, they fear stepping into the face, or like, what does it say? Ezekiel, I will make your head hard against their head. You understand? And that's what our people fear. I remember Captain Mashak said, we're the people that you hate, but we the villains that you need. You understand? They hated Spider-Man, but Spider-Man was saving the world. Call us Spider-Man, call us the superheroes, because we're those ones. We're going to stand in the face of adversity and say that the white man is the goddamn devil the Bible speak of. And everybody's thinking it. So even what this man is talking about is just confusion, and we blame the Christian church. You understand what I'm saying? Because they have destroyed us. You can never stop being an Israelite because it's not a religion. It's by blood. Salakis.
Real quick, if I may. In actuality, according to the Bible, right? Like in the world, we're the bad guys. But in the Bible, we're the heroes. We're the good guys. We're the winners.
Oh, son, Christ. So now this is the post that had everybody stirred up, I guess. That General Hyman. Oh, look at my eyes. See, y'all didn't see me. I was right beside on the right. They just didn't get me. But I was up there. Yeah. Hey, it's the car. Yeah, see, I see a lot of brothers got to do the two-step. Y'all sisters love this. What is this? What is this? That's what that's called? Like just get in a circle and dance. And y'all think we crazy for freestyling. They look at us like we're crazy. Huh? We freestyle? Oh, we the biggest freestylers in the world, basically. Oh yeah. So hey, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Hey. That's how you gain. That's how a sister gain rank right there. You gotta get good at that line dancing. Oh, Slager. I ain't do that on purpose. Oh, no. Oh, who's that? That's somebody. Look, he not in here right now. Oh man,
It's hard work.
There we go.
You understand? Waking up niggas is hard. Okay? Shit ain't easy. But we love these niggas. We can't give up these niggas. We cannot fail these niggas. These 12 tribes got to wake the hell up. I don't even like a weak nigga around me. This is hard work.
That Ark of the Covenant was looking real good. Gadiah won. Cam Yatazak. Nakasha won. Look at these brothers. Look at them brothers right there. Yashikar by Yashikar. I mean, y'all, look at Shaw. Brothers and sisters, man, coming together to serve the Lord, man, in one house, as the Lord had commanded us to do.
Here at the Passover now, and all the brothers and sisters are enjoying themselves, have risen to a new level. So my question is, what are you doing? How many lives have you changed? How many tens of thousands of brothers have you pulled out of prison? Have you pulled off the street? How many homeless people have you fed and got off the street? I've done it with tens of thousands. I don't even count it. And that's what we do here at ISCBK. This ain't nothing new to us. Saving lives is the business we're in. We love to see our people, not just black people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. How many prison programs you have? I got plenty across the country. How many pantries do you have across the country? I got hundreds of them. You wonder what the ISCBK does? We change lives. And most importantly, we give our people back their identity. We are the real Jews, not those over there bombing up half the world.
Give it up. Now that's Commander Jenny Hunt. Now somehow after seeing all of that,
Carol Bochner said, for those who are curious about this group, as if the information wasn't just provided. You know, of course she was being a little I'm assuming she's a white woman. Yeah, white woman Wikipedia type nonsense. Of course, people are commenting and you know, they had a feeling. She ended it by saying she had fun poking the bear. I think Officer Rock had just spoke about that a second ago. Someone said, is this the Black Israelite cult? Where's my Kool-Aid at, first of all? Yeah, I forgot. Listen, you ain't in the cult until you drink the cult Kool-Aid. You got to get some of the Kool-Aid. I'll make sure to have it next time. For those who think this is a cult, just know we got the Kool-Aid for you at the door. I got 2 flavors too. Yeah, we got Coke Kool-Aid and Brainwashed. I'm telling you, that Brainwashed is a hit. And so we are cult leaders in here. This is the biggest cult you've ever known. The cult that saved your nasty behind life. You understand? A lot of brothers, I mean, people were just asking questions and so on and so forth, but let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, Easter, all of that nonsense, man. But you know, I'm trying to find, there was one in particular that I had, like, can't remember where it was, but no sweat, we ain't gonna harp on this for too long. But yeah, so just from your observation, what have you seen in the comments? Like, what was something that stood out to you, or you know, just in general that you know is worthy of mention?
You know, not just in the comments. You know, after my first interaction with you guys, and I've gone around and I'm working on a program myself, and I've mentioned you guys to other people, and they've echoed the same thing I've heard in the comments. Oh, that's a hate group. Oh, that's this, that's that. And again, I think all of that misconception ties back to these other motherfuckers who we're not going to name, you know, perpetuating what you guys do in a twisted way, in a way that isn't in line with what you guys do. And you know, like I said, I want more people to understand what's going on inside of this building, and not just what they read on Wikipedia, on Google. And you know, that's, I think a lot of our instinct is when we don't know something to go straight to Google, type it in, and I showed you guys what pops up first when you type ISUPK on Google. It says an extremist hate group, and that's not what I found inside this building. That's not what I found in these men that I've spoken to. I found something profound in here that
if I could not have cut you off,
please do,
because there's always truth even in the lies that they push. But the context is what I think the problem is. We are an extremist hate group. We extremely hate child molestation. We extremely hate drug addiction. We extremely hate oppression from white people to our people. We extremely hate those things. The problem is that the people or the thing that we hate, they are the problem. And they're the ones that list us. We talked about the Southern Poverty Law Center, right? And y'all did it earlier. And I ain't say nothing about it, but the world usually does this thing where they say the Southern Poverty Law Center labels them as a hate group. I bet you thought that was the government. It ain't. It isn't. It has nothing to do with the government at all. The Southern Poverty Law Center was created by a white man and a black man during the civil rights movement, I think in the 1940s, something like that. And it's just a nonprofit organization. It's just a 501c3 of people who come together, who have law firms and lawyers and stuff like that. And they've done extensive research and looked into different organizations. And they themselves, within their own organization, creates a list of organizations in America that they deem as a hate group. But the way propaganda works is, we believe that if you're under the Southern Poverty Law Center as a hate group, that is a government official title. It's not. But look at how many people have been bewitched into believing that their claim is even reputable. It's not. It's not the FBI. The CIA didn't say it. It's just a 501c3. I could create my own 501c3 and create my own hate group list and just say, look, you on the Yermak hate group list. Does that make it reputable? No. But that just goes to show how much they hate our love for our own people, that they see us feeding our people, teaching our people, healing our people, fighting for our people, not physically, but by using the Bible, as these brothers have said, and they know that that is dangerous, because waking black men up in America, that is the most dangerous thing that you could do if you want to stay in power over them. You can't get them off of drugs. You can't get. I seen a post in the You're from Durham page earlier today that said North Carolina is not doing whatever they're supposed to do to make weed legal, and we're gonna have to pay $3 million. And I remember reading, I was just so appalled with all of how many people just got unalived in Durham alone in the past month. And you think we need more weed? That's what you think we need? That's what we should be fighting for? More weed, legal drugs. We should be able to do all the coke legally. We should just do everything legally. That,
we can tax it.
As long as we can tax it, right? That just goes to show you that the people that is leading us in this city is leading us into a hellhole. That's exactly where they're leading us to, which is why Durham needs Commander General. Durham needs Commander General to tell you that God said that smoking weed is a sin. And that is the reason why we unaliving each other here in America. You understand? But come on.
One more thing about this Southern Poverty Law post. Now imagine when Day, 16-year-old Day, he's interested in the truth, right? His family finds out. What do? They want to see what is this thing you're in. They look it up and they say, oh, it's a hate group. That's providing more of an obstacle. And actually, we've experienced some of this, as far as people we've seen in the community. There was a brother from California. He was very interested in joining. He said he was coming to the class, and all of a sudden he stopped showing. And I was like, I talked to him later, maybe a month later, like, what happened? He said his family, he lived with his family. They looked up the organization and they deterred him. They highly persuaded him to not be a part of it. So the Bible says that he is the most subtle beast in the field. You know what I mean? The Edomite spirit is very cunning and conniving and wicked. They know what they're doing, just like the person who posted it. They knew it's a stumbling block. It may not deter a grown man from joining, but it could deter a sister, who may be impressionable or vulnerable at a time, to hear her parents say, no, that's a hate group. Come to the Westminster Baptist Church, like you grew up in, Shirley Caesar and Juanita Bynum. You got to come here. But I just wanted to point that out, that it is a cunning act. It seems so harmless to make that post, and even to have the post in itself, but to even share it without doing your due diligence. I don't think, I like I was saying before, I came in here after doing my research. I wasn't just blindly coming into an organization. But when you do your research and you actually experience the camaraderie and the brotherhood and the sisterhood, you see for yourself, you see that everything is lies. Anything that is again, and what they doing to us is what they did to Yahweh or Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? They spoke ill against him as well. They killed this man. You know what I mean? For speaking the truth and for speaking of the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? They charged him with treason. I'll land my plane. Select.
Like, they call us a hate group, right? So our people, Black and Hispanics, are the most anti-hate people. We've been conditioned, you understand, to say, hey, we don't hate anybody. We're supposed to love everybody. So it's easy to deter our people in ignorance from seeing the truth. Because once they label us as a hate group, then everybody will say, oh no. Because as Officer Iraq said, they define what hate is, even though they're the greatest haters that ever existed on the planet Earth. So our people are conditioned to hate and love everybody, which is just a ploy by the devil, which means deceiver. That's all it means. When he says that the white man is the greatest or the most subtle beast in the forest, that means he's the greatest deceiver. And that's what he's done to our people. And that's what he's going to continue to do until the ISUPK is totally successful.
I would say, to me, This is what modern oppression and racism looks like. You know, like you said, it's cunning the way the enemy works. And like I said, you guys walk closer to the Bible than most Christians that I've met. However, when they preach the Bible in their church, it's their religion. When you preach the Bible, it's hate speech. And you know, I saw a comment earlier that said, you know, you don't need government funding, you are your own government, and I can respect that. However, all these organizations who are getting government funding and who aren't serving the people, who aren't doing a fraction of what you guys are actually tangibly doing in the community and having the impact that you have and have the potential to have the impact that you could have if you had that government funding. However, they barred you from it by labeling you as a hate group. It's the way they're working against you. It's the way that they've continued oppression into 2026 by making sure that you guys don't have access to the same resources that they do, you know. And that's why, you know, they say, oh, it's Black supremacy. But I don't believe the answer to millenniums of Black oppression is equality. There has to be an element of Black supremacy. There has to be somewhere where we put Black people first, you know. And that's it's staggering when you think about it, but you got to understand that the enemy that we're working against, you know, what the system that we're fighting against fights back, but not openly. They have to be manipulative. They have to move in the shadows. And that's something that we have to talk about and that we have to address, because this is the same way that they brought down the Haiti, by tricking the people, by manipulating them, and by stealing their power. You guys deserve the platform. You deserve funding, you know, and it's hard to see this resistance and this pushback to what people just don't understand. And you know, I'm excited to put you guys on this platform that we have in Durham and try to bring more people to the light of understanding what you are. And I'll be the first to say, I don't necessarily agree with absolutely everything you guys say, and I don't believe it's my place to agree with everything you guys say, because you guys have the power to connect to a people that I can't. You guys will attract a young man who will never listen to me, but they'll see the unity and the power of all these men standing together, preaching something so passionately, believing in something so passionately, and uniting in something so passionately that you're going to be able to reach people that I can't reach. And we have to start aligning in a way that I don't care if I agree with you, because my voice doesn't matter more than yours. What you guys are doing is profound and it's important. And I look forward to advocating for you guys and trying to get more people to see what you guys are really bringing to the table, because the internet ain't shit. I think if their only option was to come into this school and see what you guys are really about, none of this rhetoric would exist, because what's in this building is beautiful. And I just really got to commend you guys, because this is amazing. It really is.
So appreciate that too. But also this, to throw this out there, Black people have never really had an economic issue. I know they put that in the media, but that's not the problem with Black people. Finances doesn't fix Black people. They could give us all the resources in the world. They can give us millions and millions of dollars, and it ain't gonna fix you. Even the argument of 40 acres and a mule, what is that going to do for the drug addict down the street? What is that going to do for the child molester, for the rapist, for the coveter, for the envier? What is that going to do for a man who does not have enough morality amongst himself to be able to maintain a household? It'll do nothing, which is why for us, you know, Commander Jenny Hanna, he teaches us that Black people's problem is not economics. Iran, Russia, all of these governments and armies and nations that are going to war right now, economics ain't gonna fix them. It ain't gonna. Tell a Ukrainian right now that your problem is economics. They're gonna look at you and say, my problem is I'm getting bombed to piss right now. I don't give a damn on millionaire or poor. We getting bombed, feel the same whether you're rich or not. Our problem is not economics. Our problem is what we are and how we choose to live our lives, which is why what we need is not money. What we need is you sisters and you brothers. That's what we need. Money is here nor there. You understand? We believe
and a resource that, you talk about resources that the government is stopping us from getting. Well, since there's a resource that the government could never put his hands on, that resource is God. And that resource is our resource. That resource belongs to us. It's a type of resource that'll free a small amount of Israelites out of one of the greatest captivities ever known to man. To this day, they make movies about it. To this day, they write books about what Moses and the Israelites did. A God that'll spread the sea wide open so that the children of Israel can walk free. And all of Pharaoh and all of his money, all of his economics, all of his power and all of his house and everything that he had, he will look and envy, because he'll realize it didn't matter how much money we had. It didn't matter how much gold, how many gods we served. It didn't matter how cruel we were. These people who decided to not eat pork, who decided to not eat shrimp, who decided to follow the commandments of their God, has a power that'll wipe us out with frogs, that'll wipe us out with locusts, and turn our water into blood. And it just flat out to just drown us in the middle of the Red Sea. That's the God that we serve. That's what black people forgot. They've lost their faith. They lost their hope. They see black people dying by the tens of thousands in their neighborhood, and they question whether God even exists. They question the world. This is the problem with us. The problem with us is that we question when we see things happen to our family. We always say, what? God, why do bad things happen to good people? Why not? Why do we question God? Why shouldn't bad things happen to them? Why shouldn't we be dying in the streets of America? Why shouldn't the crime rate get worse in Durham? Why shouldn't it? Shouldn't the drug rate get worse in Durham? Shouldn't it? Or what? We gonna blame God? Let me ask you a question. Out of all of the people that are suffering from drug addiction, incarceration, black on black crime, gang violence, out of all of the numbers and the statistics that increasingly rise in Durham, North Carolina, how many of them numbers have turned around to serve God? None of them. But then we blame him for the punishment that he gives us, because the Christian church has taught us that evil is of the devil. What we should be being taught is that the Lord creates good and he creates evil. He creates the evil to punish you for rejecting his good. You decide that you want to live a lascivious lifestyle. He creates AIDS to kill you. You decide that you want to live a gang violent lifestyle. He creates bullets and drive-bys to kill you, because that's the only way for God to discipline his children. He has to make sure that we're strung out on drugs. He has to make sure that we're homeless. He has to make sure that your husband beats your ass until you realize the reason that we have this cloud over our head that storms on us everywhere we go. A lot of sisters say they're going to move to Atlanta. I'm going to pick up and move to Chicago. You bring you wherever you go, because the problem is not your environment. The problem is you. You're the problem. The reason why our men ain't strong is because we're the problem, not the city. It has nothing to do with McDougal Terrace. Those boards on those households do not make me smoke weed. The boards on them windows do not make me sell drugs. I decide to sell drugs. And until we realize that the only way to take them boards off those windows is not to go and get money. It's not to go and join the government and become some politician and think that, oh, Jeffrey is about to be elected for senator. All of us, he's gonna save all of McDougal Terrace. Until we realize that voting and all of this nonsense is not gonna save black people, and the one true thing that'll save us is our service to the Lord, we're gonna continue in this condition. It'll never work. The white man could give you $1 million tomorrow. You're gonna do amazing things. You're gonna build neighborhoods. It's gonna be Rachel and y'all neighborhood. It's gonna be nice for about 2 weeks. For about 2 weeks, it'll be nice. Then we're gonna go in there. We're gonna check it out. It's gonna look like McDougal Terrace right now, because we, the people, have been destroyed, and we, the people, have to be fixed. And the only way to fix it is to get into the Israelite School of UPK under Commander General. Select. Come on. Question. Where? Well, y'all see it.
Okay.
Oh, Salaki, go ahead.
What's the main thing you don't agree with that they can answer is something that I don't expect to change on either one of our sides.
It's a great
My mother's
question.
a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't deny in history white people have shown inherent evil. That's something that is not written in our history books. That's something that y'all preach, and that's the truth. But because I know at least one person, I know at least my mother is not what I've seen from the history of white people. I can't get behind that ideal entirely. But I also can't deny, even in my own family, that I've seen evil in white people. So I cannot take that away from them, but I can't deny what I know to be true of at least one person. And if I know it to be true of at least one person, I don't know how many more there are. However, my initial impression of white people a lot of the time is the same, that I don't inherently trust them because I had to experience that myself in my own family. I had to find out through shadows and secrets that somebody I thought was pure and was good carried evil and hatred in their heart. And me, you know, I have, my father is Puerto Rican. They tried to hide that from me intentionally. So I understand if they would hide it from me, of course they'll hide it from y'all. If I had to find out through overhearing conversations that my own grandmother looks down on people of color, me having this in my heritage, knowing that I grew up in her household, not knowing how she truly felt about me or my father, my brother, there's an inherent distrust. However, I know for a fact my mother disowned her own parents over their distrust of people of color. I know for a fact my mother fought in silence for people of color, you know, didn't do it on the internet, didn't do it for show, but did it out of the purity of her heart. And I would never try to convince someone else of that, because I would never try to take that away from you. But I also know I couldn't back down from me standing behind who I know her to be. So that's my inherent disagreement.
It says, let me help you out, if I could.
Please do.
When we say that the white man is the devil, it's not personal. It's not about your mother or Mr. John or this man or this sister right here or this woman right here. What it is about like the Lord deals with nations. So that nation of people have been a deceiver unto my nation of people, which is what devil means. That they have deceived my people. They deceived your father, which is what you come from. The Bible says ye are the seed of your father. You sprung out of your father's loins into your mother, but you are his seed. You understand? Like if I take an apple seed and I plant it where bananas grow or where oranges grow or where coconuts grow, what's going to grow? An apple tree. It don't matter what soil I plant. That soil is the host that gives nutrients to the seed that I plant to grow my baby, right? To honor your father is not to dishonor your mother. It doesn't go hand in hand. You don't have to dishonor your mother because she's a white woman. You honor your mother because that's what Israelites do. We're good children. We're good sons and we're good daughters. And we learn from our Father, the Most High, to honor thy mother and thy father. You love your mother with all your heart. You love her to death. Right. And as you love her, you tell her that you learned that the white man is the devil and you're not going to smoke weed no more because of it. You tell her I learned that I'm an Israelite, like my father, an Ephraimite from the tribe of Ephraim. And I'm not going to live this lifestyle that white people gave me anymore. You change your life while you love your mother. That's the Lord. That's the Lord right there. You understand? But it's no different. You got to look at it like this. It's no different than if a man comes into the truth and let's say he was sleeping with a white woman. When you come in here, if you sleep with a white woman, that doesn't change the fact that that's your wife because sex is marriage. So you don't come in here and he got a white woman before you come in here. We say the white man a devil. He said, well, I've been sleeping with a white woman. What am I supposed to do? Well, you gotta keep her. You gotta keep her for the rest of your life because that's your wife. So our laws is not subject or based on skin tone or race or ethnicity or nothing like that. Our laws make us just regardless of who we're dealing with. You understand? So you may have a white woman, a white mother, Salakia, and she may be from the side that has oppressed us. But what we teach is not to condemn her. What we teach is to change you. It's to change you, to change what you do, how you think, what you eat, what you don't eat, how you live, how you don't live. That has nothing to do with her. Shit, I got white people I love. I love Justin Timberlake. I ain't gonna hold you.
Well, again, I think that's those layers of misconception. That's why we're here. That's why
Yeah.
we're here to peel those things back. And hearing that, gives me more.
I'll be honest. I love Justin Timberlake. I'll be honest. If it go down like how I think it's gonna go down, I'm gonna plead for Justin Timberlake to just roll with me. I'm just stay right here. Hey, listen, pause. But he is gonna sing the song for me a couple of times. Go.
If I may say something, like, first of all, we know for a fact that all white people are not wicked. That would be foolish for us to say that all white people are wicked. Because that's not true. So we understand. But as the brother said, the Most High judges the nations according to what that nation does as a whole. So when we were in slavery, when we got on those cargo slave ships, everybody that got on that ship was not wicked, but they still got on that ship. Right. You understand? So all white people are not wicked, but we have to go by what the Most High says. And the Most High says, Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated. And so when we see that, the first thing I would do is, who the hell is Esau? Who is this guy? And then we find out that Esau is a nation of people. And nothing that we can say in here is going to change that. You understand? So we love what the Most High loves. Whatever the Most High loves, we're commanded to love. And whatever the Most High hates, he says, hate the evil and love the good. That's a commandment. So that's what it is. It's not personal, but the Most High determines what this world is according to his word. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to, follow suit with what he commands us to do. And we're not a hate group. We don't hate individuals. We don't mistreat any white person. We don't. Name one crime that's applied to the ISUBK. Name one. And they haven't been able to do it. Understand? So we're not a hate group per se. We just hate what God hates. And we love what God. And you know what God loves more than anything else? Israel.
Yes.
That was deep. That was good. And it's important. I think that's a lot of people where they start from. They're like, oh, I heard this, I heard that. And that's, again,
y'all gotta ask.
And why we're here to peel those layers back, because these conversations are important for a lot of
Look,
reasons.
we got brothers in the school whose mother is white. Who? Madara, Lacum. We got Captain Kata's. Goddamn, how can I forget? Captain Katazai's mom is a white woman. He's also. You are Captain Katazai, the woman version, pretty much. Yeah, y'all are pretty much cousins at this point. So it's like, again, it's very practical what we teach. A lot of people think, because I made a joke about the Coke Kool-Aid, right? I make the joke to mock the people that hate us. But a lot of people think we literally drink lamb's blood. They be thinking that, like, we drink the... Yeah. Oh, no, we cut the lamb for sure. I did it. Yeah. I did it well. I cut it one slice. Yeah. But what we teach is very practical. Like Giannis all said. You understand a lot of, like, we in here, so you see us like these crazy men. This nigga has a master's degree from St. John's in English. The prestigious St. John's in New York University. Give it up for him. I had to put him on the spot. You understand that the captain of North Carolina right now is a math professor in some university right now. I'll be calling him Salagis. My car's on fire. I need your help. He'd be like, okay, the Pythagorean theorem. Hold on, class. 1 second. I'm like, Cat, what was you just teaching? You're like, you gotta mock the mysteries of mathematics. But point is, these brothers in here are going out into the world and they're thriving. You know why? Because they're being taught how to be kind, how to be polite individuals, how to go amongst white people, and white people say, oh my God, of course you could teach in a prison. You're like the best brother I've ever met. Undercover brother, it is. That's a
They're great. I understand what you're, but they're really great.
yeah, because Commander General Yohana teaches us how to be Israelites, and Israelites are not what the world thinks an Israelite is. Israelites are the most kind, most outstanding, most just the best people on the face of the planet Earth. And being in this school, you are required to be nothing less than. That's what we are. Yeah, you gotta treat that woman with respect, Doc. You can't beat her. You can't do that. Yeah, you gotta treat brothers with respect. You can't talk to a brother any certain kind of way. You can't just curse out a brother for whatever reason because you drunk. You can't just do this and do that for whatever reason because of this, that, and the third. You have to maintain a certain discipline and focus to be in this school because our reputation is on the line. And our reputation is not of our own. For now on, when y'all leave here and y'all talk about the ISUPK, or you hear about the ISUPK, or you chat about the ISUPK in your chat rooms on You're From Durham, just know that our reputation is not of our own. Our reputation is God's. Our reputation directly reflects God. If you want to see God in the flesh, then you look at these brothers. This is the closest thing to God that you will find on the earth right now. It ain't TD Jakes. It ain't Creflo Dollar. It ain't Donald Trump. Forget about it. The Pope, Jehovah's Witness, your Christian pastor, you think that that is God's house? You are a fool. You want to find a place where men can be men and sisters can be sisters, and we can love each other and drink wonderful scotch together. Tequila, Salaki. I got the scotch right there, but we didn't get to do it because there's 1,000 people in here, and I do one taste test, and that's all I'm gonna get is a taste test, a little sip, but no sweat. But you see how these brothers interact with each other, and you know that they are the children of God. Matter of fact, Christ said, you'll know my disciples by how they treat one another. I'm paraphrasing. You understand? I told you, for one, I told you that this was not going to work. We had a whole dun, 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 dun. Go here, go here, go here, go here, and we're going to end it with this. We had a whole outline, itinerary. I told her
Ain't none of that happened.
it was not going to work.
You said it to me. Talk about you told me.
I did. I told you though. I'm just saying. I hope y'all will come back.
This was great. I'd love to come back. I enjoyed the conversation. I want to know more. I want to help put the word out more. I want more people to know. I think what you guys do is paramount. I think it's so important that more people can see what you are for who you are and not for what fucking Wikipedia says you are. And I look forward to collaborating with you guys in the future. I want to, like you said, I got to get behind the men who are already serving God and ready to do the work. And that's what I'm ready to do. I want to help you guys in any way I can. That's, from the bottom of my heart, I want to see y'all succeed.
Good.
Y'all don't need me for that, but anything I can do to help, I want to do.
We do need you, sis. You can start by coming to class. Yeah, when y'all gonna come to class? Y'all in here? Tomorrow? You said tomorrow? Hey, give her a mic. She said tomorrow. She gonna be here at the Sabbath service tomorrow.
I got my head wrap on Amazon, and I'll be here as soon as it gets.
Listen, we got a head wrap for you.
Got one for me?
Yeah.
I got a big head. You got an extra large?
I got a big, got extra large. Yeah. Oh, well, that was it. So that was the Lord. Okay, so like I said, if I could,
we gonna be here with Day Day on Monday.
Y'all go. So they gonna bring Day Day. So all y'all come to class.
Yes.
Most High in Christ. Give it up for them sisters, man. They gonna come to class. Come Yashal. Hey, look, y'all don't even need nothing. The sisters from Durham said, we got you, sis. Shout out to the sisters from Durham, North Carolina.
Thank you.
They watching right now.
Everybody's showing love. Everybody participate in the chat.
Sure.
Everybody who considers themselves part of this organization. I appreciate y'all more than you know, and the city needs you more than anybody knows. I can't wait to see the impact y'all have when more people understand who and what you are. And I know we can get there together. We are stronger together. I truly do believe that.
Well, wait till you see what we do for Passover 58. No, I'm playing. I got you.
April 26th, you know you from Durham. We are having our Cookout and Conversations event in Hoover Road. We are still looking for more sponsors. We're still looking for more resources. We're still looking for more organizations who want to come out and work with the people. Nobody's getting paid to be there. Nobody is begging the government for nothing. You know, we're trying to live by the standards that you guys set. We're trying to bring this to the community out of the pureness of our hearts, and we hope that we can get more support. Again, we need more men on the scene. I'm counting on y'all. You hear me? I'm counting on y'all to come out there and help us get it done. I'm counting on the community to help us.
You said what date again?
April 26th.
That's a Saturday?
It's a Sunday.
Sunday? Most Sunday, crazy. Y'all got a microphone and
yes, sir, we do.
So
we
we
got
could
a DJ, all that stuff. You can get up there and talk your stuff. I was kind of scared the first time you asked, but now that I understand that you're not the purple motherfuckers, we can do that.
Hey, shout out for not being the purple faggots. Yeah, we ain't them. Yeah, for sure. Nah, sis, y'all, you know, of course we gonna run it up. Do Officer Rock. He gonna run it up to who he got to run it up. You know, Lord allowed, this is his city, his own. So if we could do something, we gonna do something. Understand? But just, you know,
come out and get a free
keep us.
It's free food for the city, baby.
Keep letting us know. You know, every event that you have, keep letting us know. You know, we'll see what we could get done, and make sure you tell them that we got a cookout coming out too.
Come on, I'm trying to help y'all. I got the smoker. Y'all want the smoker?
Well, we got a cookout tomorrow for the.
Do you want the smoker?
Nah, we don't like smokers, sis. We like sisters that don't smoke. Nigga fucking up my joke, man. Damn, man. Don't fuck up my joke. Yeah, all right. We like them sisters that don't smoke. This nigga, no, we talking about a real smoker, man, for the meat. Goddamn. Nah. But nah, you said, do we need a smoker though? I got
a smoker the size of a minivan, my boy. We can feed the block.
Oh, she took it. Hey, but well, we are hosting a if I could, we are hosting a now this ain't no wide range thing, but we are hosting a post Passover cookout, courtesy of Officer 5000 I Rock, Durham, North Carolina. You understand? All Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is welcome. If y'all want to come out, you understand, just hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. They'll give you the address. You know, if you want to donate anything to support the cookout, again, it's just to give the brothers and sisters who had to make a pilgrimage. You understand? Brothers had to travel and go through a lot of hoops and loops and everything outside of that and money. The brother's shaking his head like, hell yeah. You understand? To make it to the Passover this year, man. But we definitely, brothers made it, so let me see. Oh, let me see it. Ah, damn. All right.
Feed everybody. We ain't got to keep the grill running all night.
Hey, don't put no more pork in there though. All right, don't put don't put no more pig up in there. She be grilling her little 6 pieces of shrimp at the top. The little 6 pieces of shrimp on the skewer right there. But just to cook out, just to keep the Passover spirit. A lot of brothers had the week off, man. They did a lot of traveling. So, if you want to come out, just hit up Officer Rock or any of us. Y'all can come out, man, and donate. Where we at? Thaba, it's on you. I don't know, man. Look, this has been one hell of a show. We missed a lot of stuff, man. I wanted to talk about that woman, Nita.
That was deep.
Wait, y'all got 10 minutes? Or y'all gotta go?
I'm about to make at least 5. I got 5 minutes. I'm gonna get
There was one thing I did want to speak to y'all brothers about, and I didn't want to leave this brother hanging in Durham because this brother did an honorable thing. And if I could, I just want to play this video real quick. This brother right here. Y'all see that? Hold on, let me make sure they can see it. This is in Durham, North Carolina, on Fayetteville Street. And this brother right here, somebody needs to get him a flyer ASAP. Oh, shit, which one is it? Hold on. No, it ain't that. Right here. Someone needs to get this brother a flyer.
Right here on Fayetteville Street. I'm born in. Hey, I'm right here on Fayetteville Street. I'm born and raised on Fayetteville Street, my nigga. I just went in there and bought a pack of cigarettes, and I bought this soda right here. And I'm like, damn, it's a lot of damn ingredients in this soda. Killing the youth, killing the kids, killing the kids. This motherfucker in there behind that goddamn counter, this fucking Iranian, this fucking Arab, juvenile ass dude said, fuck them kids. I looked at him like, what you mean, fuck them kids? Nigga, I grew up over here. The fuck you mean, fuck these kids? I'm telling y'all, don't come to this store. And I'm not bullshit. On my dead mama, the man said, fuck these kids around here in this neighborhood. It's my word.
I'm going to tell you something. That's a brother right there who has a conscience. He has a conscience. It's an undiscovered love for his people that he doesn't even know he has. And that's the type of spirit that belongs in this school so that it could be reformed and redefined into a man of God. That brother right there, I don't know who that is. I have no idea. He said he was buying cigarettes. I have no idea who this is. But to have that feeling, that sense of security over the children of your neighborhood, and for that Arab to say, fuck them kids, it just goes to show how disgusting it is to allow these heathens to come into our neighborhoods that we were raised up in, to get rid of. And what is so powerful is that right there on that same block, in that same shopping center, that parking lot, I could tell you, was a store called the No Black. What was it called? The No Black store? The No Bookstore. Rock used to take me there when I was a kid, when I was 4 or 5 years old. I remember it. And you would go into the store and you would get black literature, black books, Sankofa, Roots, black soaps, and all. You couldn't get no gummy bears filled with THC. You couldn't get no cigarellos or cigarettes or alcohol or none of that inside of that store. They tore that joint down. And now we got all of these Middle Eastern corner stores rising up, getting rich over our negligence to protect our own neighborhoods. And now they are turning around and spitting it in our face by saying, F them kids. Talking about your children, black man. Talking about your children, sister. Talking about them, your child. You understand? Like, y'all don't see the danger in letting these heathens come into our neighborhoods to build these stores up. And you think that what? They gonna ID your son? Your 14-year-old son, when he come to buy a cigarello, you think he gonna like ID him when he come to buy a vape? Why do you think the THCs is made into gummy form? Why do you think these drugs is made into gummy worms and gummy bears and candies? It ain't because of grown adults snort cocaine. They do crack. They do heroin with a needle in the arm. That's what they do. What do kids do? They eat gummy bears. They eat candy. So how do you get a kid? How do you entice a kid to do drugs? You put it in the candy. And you think they give a damn about the regulations? You think they give a damn about carding and IDing? Nah, they selling them gummy bears to your 16-year-old daughter, and you wondering why you have to take her to the hospital because she done got a rape in the back of some neighborhood in some alley late at night. Now you think the problem is her. You beating her because you think she's the problem child. When you don't have no clue that the reason why she lost her goddamn mind is because of these nasty, stinking Middle Easterns coming into Durham, North Carolina, setting up these shops, getting rich, buying up every location where black bookstores used to be, and now they selling your children drugs. You a goddamn fool if you shop at these goddamn stores, man, and don't understand that they need to be moved.
Man, if it was up to me, we'd have camp in front of that parking lot tomorrow, man. Some nasty, stinking, and I'll be seeing them driving up in Mercedes Benzes, driving up in nice BMWs with the tinted windows, acting like they niggas like us when you nothing like us. Your children aren't being sold drugs by another nation, but you selling drugs to mine. This brother right here, he got a spirit on him that needs to be renewed in the truth, man. Somebody needs to get him brother. If you hearing this, that feeling that you had, that's because you have a love for God that you have not tapped into yet. And you are a soldier for them children that you have not met. And you need to come meet Commander General Yohana. You need to meet him because he'll teach you how to move him. Not to make a video and be mad at him and post it on Facebook. That's a start. Commander General Yohana, he'll give you the keys out to remove him from the fucking world. You'll remove him from the existence of the earth. If you come into this school and you learn how to be a soldier, the Middle Easterns, they won't sell no more drugs to your children no more. They won't do it ever again. You come in here and learn how to serve God, they'll be gone as quick as I can snap my finger. But I want to applaud you for even feeling a certain type of way, because our people, we don't feel nothing for our children anymore because we blame them. We blame our children for being destroyed when we don't even see the poison pipeline that's being put into our neighborhoods by our oppressor. Who you think is giving them the loans and the grants to take them buildings up? Who you think? Them dumb, stupid Middle Easterns. You think they graduated? You think they went to college? You think they got degrees? You think they so good at investing money? You think they run Wall Street? They don't do nothing but dodge bombs. And they dodged the bomb and landed into Durham, North Carolina. And America is at war with their country. And yet America still gives respect to them to give them grants and give them loans so that they can be implanted to further destroy our children, to make the property value go lower and lower and lower by selling us drugs, selling us cigarettes, Black and Milds, cigarellos, Swisher Sweets, selling us these things, man, so that we can turn around and use it, get high, and go out and kill one another on the streets of America, man, while they children go to Durham Academy, while they children wear the hijab in Jordan High School and they get good grades and live a good life and get taught to not go be with the Negroes in the city, man. The water. This is what's happening in our cities, man. And this is what Black people got to wake up to. And with that, I yield.
I want to take it a step further. You know, you're talking about the THC gummies,
What?
about what they sell openly. And I want to say it's deeper than that. I want to say it's not a coincidence that all these homeless camps and all these zombies are walking around these Arab stores. We have documentation of owners of these stores getting arrested for possession of ingredients of bath salts with intent to distribute. I have personal knowledge of store owners allowing distribution of heavy drugs inside of their store, into the community. And I think we got to start addressing the fact that these homeless camps and these drug addicts are not in a place where they're not being served drugs. And they happen to be in Durham, centered around these Arab-owned stores. If you look on Holloway Street, if you look on Pilot Street, where are these people at? Outside of those same corner stores. Is that a coincidence? Can I prove it? No. But at some point, we got to start looking deeper than what we see on the surface, because we already know that we're conditioned to ignore certain things. This is something that I clocked last year. Can you pull that screenshot back up? A lot of y'all know, a lot of people that work for the city come to me with some information. So this was something that a police officer passed on to me last year. This is when the owner of the Big Apple Food Mart on Holloway Street was arrested and charged with several things involving, you know, the operation of the gambling and whatnot on the premises, but also with the possession with intent to distribute Schedule II substance. And what that was the primary ingredient in bath salts. I have personal knowledge of other things going on in other corner stores in Durham here, but I can say within my own wheelhouse, within my own operation, I believe that these people are involved much deeper in the decline of society than what we want to acknowledge. And we see business owners and that's what's, like you said, the THC gummies, that's what's happening publicly. That's what we see. That's what we know is happening. But what's happening behind the scenes, I think, is much more sinister even than that. And we got to start acknowledging that some people really are here to see the downfall of a society for their own profit.
And this last year.
This was a year ago, yes, sir.
All of
But it wasn't published in the news. This was something that a police officer sent me personally, and I didn't find a single article on it.
A secure bond. Big Apple Food Mart on Holloway Street. Now this is the one that got caught. This had happened just last year. Imagine how long he's been doing this.
So like, if I may, in the scriptures it says that these nations, Psalm 83, it says that these nations are confederate against us. And so what this brother brought out was really heavy, because this is one of the ways, and what you're saying is just in line with that. All of these nations are brought over here and they profit in our communities. I'm from New York City. I came down here and I've traveled the country, and everywhere I've gone in this country, it's the same situation. These same nations that God mentions in Psalm 83 are the same nations in our communities, sucking all the resources, selling our children drugs. These same nations. You understand? So these nations are confederate, working together. You understand? The white man knows what these Arabs are doing. I mean, he passed you the information, right? They know what they're doing, but they're not doing anything to stop it, because it's our destruction. You understand? Because we're God's chosen people. You understand? And we're going to overcome all of this if we come together. That's what it is. Anybody else?
Hey, look, I want to.
I got police informants. Relax.
Who's in the comments? Flames is in the comments. All right, hey Flames. All right, Devil. Anyway, hey, catch us next time, Flames. Be on time. White people are always late. Anyway.
You mad, my boy?
White people always late and they suffer from micro penis. So just be mad about that on another time.
Tell me or your therapist how you really feel on another time.
Hey, look, this has been one hell of a show, man. Make sure y'all tune into the Chainbreakers podcast on YouTube, also on Facebook, Twitch, everywhere that we at, man. Again, we want to say the water to everybody that tuned in, the water to the guests that we had, Rachel, and again, what was your nickname? Smoothie. I'm fucking with you, Smoochie. Shout out to Smoochie and Rachel, all of the brothers, Officer 5000, I rock on the live. We got Officer 1000 on the Czar, Officer 1000 Dabawan, of course, Quadum, myself, Makawa, Mahayar is on the computer. Get Mahayar here. We got Magawa in the stands, held Shema for a little bit. Shema the bar in the back. Also, Sister Sapa, y'all give her a hand for being in here, man. Sister Strong in the truth. And of course, Commander General Yahana, man, he's the biggest one. You understand? The water to him for everything that he's done and holding on to this truth so that we can even do this show, man. So with that, what happened? We got a troll? Who? Oh, no. Hey, the Flame Charlotte's fine. He like 5'3". Anyway, man. Hey, look, with that, we about to go ahead and end the class, man. The water for coming out. Shalom.